Good day, fellow Marian educators. I'm here to demonstrate how to import different types of tests using the GIFT format. The GIFT format or the GIFT format allows us to import quizzes such as multiple choice, true or false, matching type, and identification using a single document. But how are we going to do that? We only have to follow this simple process. Okay, the first step is to create our quiz in the Microsoft Word. So once we're done creating our quiz, we have to format it using our GIFT format. This step is actually the most crucial among all the steps. And then after this, you have to save the document as a text file. So once you already have your text file with you, it's now ready to be imported in our LMS. So for the purpose of the demonstration, I already created sample quizzes. And then what we're going to do now is to format it. So before we go to the format process, I would like first to show you the different symbols that we're going to use. So we're going to use the curly bracket, the open and close curly brackets to signify the start and the end of the choices. The equal sign, which allows us to see the correct answer. The tilde sign or the wave sign, which can be found before number 1 in your keyboard, is intended for the distractor or the distractors in your question. For matching type, we're going to use hyphen and greater than sign. Now, number sign or the hashtag is used to feedback. Okay? If you want to uh, for our students to see whether their answer is correct or wrong, we can use the hashtag, okay, or the number sign. So I will show you that later on. So we also have here the colon. We have here the two colons. So it's actually for the question title. I usually use the question title on the matching type. Uh, I will show you also that later on. The use of feedback and question title is actually optional. So it depends on the teacher now whether they will use or not the feedback or the question title. So I guess we're ready. Let's proceed here with the questions. I prepared 3 multiple choice questions, 3 true or false, 5 for the matching type, and another 3 questions for the identification. So I will just have to copy this and transfer it to another document. Okay, so let's begin. So the question title here is not necessary, so we can actually delete it now. So in the process of formatting, we have to understand that it only begins with the choices. Okay, so we have to remove the choice A, B, and then C. Okay, we can also remove number 1 because it's not needed as well. So in here, the correct answer here is Nueva Ecija. Okay, so it's not part of Cagayan Valley region. So let's begin the formatting now. So as mentioned a while back, we have to begin with the open curly bracket. So since Batanes is not an answer, it's a distractor, we have to put tilde sign there. So since Nueva Ecija is the correct answer, we have to put equal sign. Nueva Vizcaya is a distractor, so tilde sign before that choice. Might as well with the Cagayan. Then after that, we have to close it with another curly bracket. So this is already a simple format for a multiple choice type of test. Now, let's proceed to the second one. So we just have to repeat the steps. You can actually also format using a one line. What I mean is this one. Open curly bracket. This is a destructor, so we're going to put a tilde sign. Isabella is the answer. Okay, so we are going to put their equal sign. Ifugao is another destructor, so we're going to put tilde sign here, and another tilde sign here, and then close it with curly bracket. So if we're going to look at the format of this two multiple choice type of test, we can use this format if our choices are long, okay? And we can also use this format, only one-liner, if the choices are like this, okay? So it depends now on the type, or it depends now on the length of the choice, or the choices. So the same process here. We have to remove the letters because they are no longer needed. So the answer here is Nueva Vizcaya, so we have to put there the equal sign and begin with the curly bracket here. So another tilde sign here because Batanes is a destructor, Quirino is also a destructor, and Isabella is a destructor as well. Okay, so close it with curly bracket. Now, true or false type of question is actually the easiest. So we have to remove the numbers. So I already placed the correct answer at the end of the question. So what we're going to do is just to enclose the answer with curly brackets. That's how easy to format true or false type of test. Okay, another tip, we have to make sure that there is a space in between questions so that our system can actually detect that it's another question. So if we're going to remove the spaces here, we have to make sure that there is a space in between questions. Okay? So we're done formatting our multiple choice and the true or false. Let's proceed now to the matching type. So I prepared here the countries and capitals. So again, let's remove the numbers because they are not needed. Okay, so we can use here now the colons to signify that this is the title of the quiz. Okay, so it will appear later on in the Moodle before the question. Okay, so it will say here matching type, the countries and capital. So again, we have to begin with a curly bracket, and then as mentioned a while back, we're going to use a hyphen and a greater than sign. Okay, and we also have to put here equal sign because it's a correct answer. So again, in all the items, we have to put equal sign before the items. Okay, so again, we need to put here greater than sign, greater than sign, greater than sign. And after this, you have to enclose it with a curly bracket. So this is how we format matching type question. Next, in the identification, almost the same process with the true or false because there's actually a single answer here. So I prepared 3 questions. So make sure that there's a space in between questions. So the answer here is Herodotus. So what we're going to do is just to type a curly bracket equal sign to signify that this is the correct answer, and then after that we have to enclose it with another curly bracket. The same with question number 2. Okay, curly bracket, equal sign, and close it with another curly bracket. Now, there is a problem with regard the identification. Okay, because there are identification questions that require two answers. Like for example, we have here the question number 3. We have two possible answers here, the SONA and the state of the nation. So we can actually format this using this format. So you have to put open curly bracket, equal sign, the first answer, and then we have to make sure that there is a space and another equal sign. Then after that, we have to enclose it with another curly bracket. Okay, so this is how we format an identification type of test that requires two answers. Okay, now that we are already done formatting our quiz, we have to make sure that there's a space in between questions before we save it. Because we want to avoid that there would be errors in the importation. So we have to double check or even triple check our document. So it's now ready to be saved. We have to save it as a text file. So I usually save my document at the desktop first. So we're going to select plain text. So I'm going to title it as quiz on GIFT. Okay. Then again, you have to click here the plain text. You just have to select the plain text here and then save. You just have to click OK here. So here is our quiz now. What I usually do is I double check it again here if there's a space in between questions. Just to make sure. So delete that. Then save. Okay, so we already have with us our text file. So it's now ready to be imported in our LMS. So I already prepared here a quiz. So in the importation process, I usually go first to the question bank to create categories so that my questions will be organized. So since this is our quiz on GIFT, I create first the category, which I will entitle quiz on GIFT, so that once we import our questions, it will be organized as mentioned a while back. So we have to add the category. Okay, so we already have here our category on the quiz on GIFT. So let's now import our document. Do not forget to click the GIFT format because it's the format that we used. So in the general, we have to select the category on the quiz on GIFT, and then let's just let's just uncheck this because these are no longer needed. Again, we have to click the quiz on GIFT as the category, the import category of our quiz. So let's now get our document from the desktop, and we just have to import it here, and what I mean is drag and drop it here. Then we have to click the import. So we have here 8 questions in the category of GIFT quiz. Now, our questions are already in the question bank. It's not yet in the quiz that we just created a while back. So let's go back to the main page of the course. We need to I already created this quiz as I mentioned a while back, but it has no questions yet. So we have to edit the quiz. and then add quiz from the question bank. So since we already created the quiz category, we just need to click the category, and then here we have our questions. So we have to click this button to check all the items, and we need to add selected questions. So there you have it, the questions. So let's try to preview our questions. So let's preview our quiz. So it will look like this. So this is actually the matching type. So it looks like this. So next, multiple choice. Okay, another multiple choice question. Another multiple choice. Okay, so this is now the identification. Question 6 is another identification. 7, true or false. And the last question is true or false. Okay, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how to prepare an importation of different types of quiz using the GIFT format.